Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining us. This is Sherial with Sheril's Network Live. And today in the studio, I have an old friend, Guy Dawson. Thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you so much for having me,
Great to
Cheryl.
see you. So, Guy, tell me, I first met you, it was doing a show like this.
Uh-huh.
And you're all about media.
Yes, it's a part of my definitely big part of my business. I run a public relations and advertising company called Classy Communications, and I've been in that since 2008. But one of the vehicles that has been really effective for my business over that time has been radio, internet, television shows, and so yes, I mean there's a lot of power in media and promoting your brand.
So why do you think media is so big today? Because, we've got Facebook Lives, we've got shows like this. It's just happening all over. Where do you think it's going?
Well, I feel that the internet has become a great equalizer, really, because before we had social media and the internet, basically you had a few large companies. You had to be super wealthy to be able to control media. And what's happened through social media and the internet is that it has allowed all of us to have access to vehicles that we can broadcast out to billions of people, literally, just depending on your focus on marketing, of course. I mean, it doesn't just happen, but
No.
you are actually on a level playing field, a much more level playing field anyway, with all the people who control media now.
That's awesome. And so it's so true. Like anyone can just become this very powerful person out there in media because of video today. And so with your PR firm, what kind of things do you do for a company? It's different than it used to be. It's very different. So today, with all the media and all the social marketing and all of that stuff, well, what would a company like yours be doing for a business?
Things really have changed even since I got my business started. When I got my business started, we were just starting to get into the social media. Facebook was just really kicking off in 2008. I mean, it had been around a while, but it was a baby at that time. And so I came in doing pretty much traditional media. You make your contacts with people in the media through faxes and things like that. We were literally still physical media kits. I mean, when I first got started, we were creating physical media kits for people
I had
still.
Lots of those.
What's happened is that everything's gone digital. And not to say that the fundamental things that you do in public relations are still the same. It's all about relationships. It's just that the platforms for the relationships have really changed a lot. And a lot of the things I do now are related to internet in some form. I don't do a lot of traditional TV type things anymore, although I will do it. I mean, if my clients can get an opportunity, but
doesn't quite work like it used to, does it?
No, it's even the networks, television networks are streaming. So that lets you know where everything's headed. There's always going to be TV. There will always be traditional radio, but there are just so many other platforms that you can utilize now to bring exposure to your clients.
Absolutely.
And I'm just constantly on the lookout for ways that I can bring more value to my clients.
That's awesome. And so now you were telling me outside there that you're doing something different at these networking events. You're doing video there. Tell us about that.
Right. So, I mean, I'm a big believer in business networking. I think it's an outstanding way to build a business. I built my business from that, and I know hundreds of people who have literally built their businesses, as I'm sure you have, directly through referrals and networking. And one of the things that I learned through the years doing a lot of live broadcasts through these stations that I've been involved with through the years is how powerful that is, and setting your business apart from other people's businesses, and what a great opportunity it is to stand out in the crowd. I mean, having a booth is a great thing at a networking event, but when you literally are interviewing entrepreneurs, you're giving them value at a mixer, and you're the only person there that's doing that. Again, so much in marketing is about doing something that other people aren't doing.
Exactly.
And so what I learned was, okay, what I'll do is I'll create my own internet radio station. So I have an internet radio station. It's called prconnectionsradio.com. We have a video aspect of it, but that's not truly the focus of. I'm really a radio person more than a video person. I mean, I've done a ton of video, but when it all comes down to it, I really enjoy radio. And so I created this network that's based in radio to be able to basically do live events more than anything else, rather than the traditional studio platform that radio stations use, and even what we're doing right now is. And I mean, there's definitely a place for that, but I decided that I wanted to take a different path in the way that I developed this network. And it's all live events, business networking events, community-based events. I can do events anywhere in the world. All I have to do is bring my board, and my station is all together, and so I'm looking forward to
That's
broadcasting all over the world with this network.
So how would people get a hold of you if they wanted to have their event broadcast through you?
Well, they can get a hold of me at classiccommunications.net is my website, or they could give me a phone call at 702-845-6129 just to touch base, and I can give them more details about bringing me into one of their events. Yeah, it just really heightens an event. Whenever you can have that radio aspect, people get excited. They see these microphones, and most people have never done this.
No,
you know, Sherial?
And often they're afraid of doing even lives, for their business. They're afraid of doing a live on Facebook because people just aren't so comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, some people don't like the self-promotion.
No.
They don't like to do that. So by having me come in, basically they get someone to interview them, which really mellows them out. They basically can design the interview, and we accentuate all the great aspects of their business. And it's just
that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to have you on. I love talking about media. I do videos all the time, do videos every day, love it myself. But you're so right that you've got to be doing video. Let me ask you one other thing before we go. Are you doing podcasting as well?
I am.
Tell me about that.
Podcasting has been around for quite a while. It's not something new, but I think that people have started to figure out how to really market podcasts. I remember when I first was hearing about them maybe 5-6 years ago, it wasn't something that was really a part of the culture the way that it is now. And everyone was trying to figure out, well, what are we going to do? Internet radio started to pop up all over the place. And how are we going to figure out how to monetize this? Because you've got to figure out how to make money from it if you're an entrepreneur. I mean, some people just do it as a hobby, and it's something they want to have fun. But I know you're an entrepreneur, and I'm an entrepreneur. And when I'm doing something, I'm really looking for a way that I can make a living from it.
Exactly.
And what the podcasters have done is through search engine optimization and a lot of techniques staying in front of their audiences, is they've started to create true platforms that people want to invest in, because you get enough people who are following your podcast, and you mention their business on the podcast, or if you can do product placement in the video, and they see that there's 50,000 people that are a week that are watching your podcast. There's value there. Businesses see that.
Huge value, yeah. Yeah, it's really taken over from all that. Billboards, radio as it used to be, television as it used to be. It's really just changed completely to where I wonder where it's going and what's going to be next. Do you have any thoughts on that?
It'll just be more online driven. I think that you're just going to see more and more of a focus, even with these big networks and television and radio. And like I said, that you can see they're already streaming. They're already pretty much doing.
Yeah,
They've already figured out that they've got to go somewhere else other than where they are, because the younger generation, they don't like to watch things live. They're not really so interested in that. I mean, it's wonderful, by the way, if there's millions of you out there who are watching us live right now, but that's not how it works.
No.
We live in a society where people don't have a lot of time, and they want to be able to tune into you whenever they want, and that's
on their phone. They want to just be able to watch it right on their phone, regardless of where they are and what they're doing.
I see a YouTube-oriented society more and more. Like
Yes.
that type of platform, and
Yeah.
platforms like this
Yeah.
are going to become more and more
Yeah.
popular. That's what I see in the future.
I agree. Yeah, for sure. Well, it's been great having you. Thank you so much for being here. We'll have to do this another time, and I'll look forward to it. Thanks for joining us at Sherial's Network Live. We'll see you next time. Hey, welcome to Sherial's Network Live, and here we are with Verner Dixon.
Hey, glad to be back. Glad to be back.
And this is where you get tips, ideas, and strategies to take your business to the next level. We just really have a lot of fun here.
Absolutely. That's the whole thing. What comes into Cheryl's show is having fun. So.
Absolutely. I've always had this philosophy that if it isn't fun, I'm not doing it.
That's right. And if you could see the rest of the studio, you'd understand why.
Yes, you would. So we'll try to keep on track today.
Okay, all right.
So Verner, I hear more and more about this Bitcoin. I'm going to have to get involved one of these days.
I would suggest not only you get involved, but everybody you know get involved. I mean, I know you've got a huge audience out there, and I would suggest that they at least dip their toe into the water, because before I came in today, Bitcoin was tipping at $9,000. So it's 187, 188. It was 187.39 when I came in. So it's knocking on the door. They were talking about it being $10,000 by the end of the year. So yeah,
$10,000 for one coin.
One coin.
And so to buy one coin, it's like that amount. What if
yes.
you don't have that much to invest?
Oh, you can buy what they call a Satoshi, a smaller amount.
All right.
I'm learning a lot more technology now because I've been doing it for a while, and there's a lot of things I know about it. But right now I'm becoming a certified professional, which would put me into.
I thought you were always a certified professional.
But a Bitcoin
a
professional.
Bitcoin certified
Yeah.
professional.
I've been certified before, but yes. It was that certifiable.
Certifiable. Yes.
But Bitcoin professional. So with the technology being what it is, there's a lot more need for it, particularly in Silicon Valley, and there's a lot of need for it here in the state of Nevada. Since the state of Nevada has passed a law saying that anybody who's dealing with blockchain technology is tax-free, and we welcome any company that's coming into it. So I'm teaming up with a couple of other folks doing some development and selling and updating applications for the blockchain technology. So
excellent.
it's absolutely exciting. And as these developments are coming on board, it's just making it a lot more expensive. So as Bitcoin goes up in cost, now is the best time to get involved. Even when it gets to become $10,000, it's still a good time to be involved, because by 2020 they're expecting it to be over $1 million per coin. I know.
All right, let me ask you a few questions
Okay.
for the sake of our listeners out there. So if you, didn't you once say on the show that you didn't have to have cash to get started?
Right. You don't have to have cash to get started. The way that it works is that you can join USI, as an example, USI Tech, for free. And as you're learning your back office, or as you're learning the industry, maybe you want to talk to somebody else about it, or mention that you are involved in a company and they're interested in it. And then if they make a decision to come in and buy a package, that's what we sell, buy a package, then you get 10% of that package. So you can begin
So if they bought a package for $1,000, you mean?
You'd get 10%.
And that would be a portion of a coin.
Yes. And then you'd be able to reinvest that into USI Tech. So in other words, you've come in with no money. You've mentioned it to someone. They've come in, and so now it's paying for yourself. So
And so what if you came in with $1,000? How does that grow?
The $1,000 grows at 1% a day. And as if you're out talking to people about it and you bring in 12 other people, and the way that it works, if you've got 12 packages, and if you want more detail, give us a call and we'll give you more detail. But the way that it works, we actually have 12 levels in the organization. If you want to come in on what we call the affiliate side, we have an investment side and an affiliate side. The investment, you can just put your money in and let it accumulate at 1% a day. And then rebuys, and that rebuy also accumulates at 1% a day. But if you begin to introduce it to folks, and if you got 12 people and they come in with 12 packages or buy or rebuy 12 packages, then you end up with about 35% a day. So it goes up from there. So there's a great deal of money being made in USI Tech.
And so really this is open to anyone.
It's open to anyone. Anyone who can turn on the computer. Actually, it's open to anyone.
You don't even have to turn on the
Because
computer.
I've got some clients that are not technical at all. And what I've done is help them set up a wallet. They put some money in the wallet and just watch that grow. They're in their 80s, and so that's all they want to do. But they've also been excited enough where they've gotten involved in USI Tech as well. USI Tech is a phenomenal company in terms of what they're doing and what the future is. And the last time I was here, I was talking about the technology that we're basing our ICO on. And I mentioned the Hydra product, and you said you thought you knew what that was. And you were actually right going down that trail. The product is broken up into two categories. One, the motor is a magnetic motor that has perpetual generation. So once it starts, it never stops, and it's good for 14 years, okay, before the magnets have to be changed. The other component of that is there's a product that has tubes in it, and so water does come through that tube, and it does a molecular breakdown of the hydrogen in the system, which cools the hot water, makes it cold. So again, it helps to reduce the electricity. So again, with these two pieces of technology, our farm, our mining pool is going to be almost virtually free from electrical capacity. That's why our token is going to be so valuable when we reach our goal and go public.
Excellent. Wow. Well, that was a ton more information. Every time you're on the show, you've got more great information. And so give our listeners your number again.
I
they
try
can
to share
contact
what I
you.
can when I learn it. My number is 702-580-9397. When you call, leave a message and let me know that you're calling because you heard about this on Sheryl's show. That's very important. Let me know that you heard about it on Sheryl's show. And I can give her some accolades and let her know that she's got some absolutely fabulous clients out there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time. Sherial with Sheryl's Network Live.